All right, we move on to race number 8, which is our feature race on Thursday. Class 1, 1,400 metres, the Chinese New Year Cup. Jolly Banner. Off the back of that 89-1 success over the 1,000 metre Group 3 sprints. He backs up here, Matthew Poon on board. California whip behind Conti last about, finished 9th. What else but you? 4th in that race. More than lucky, finished 2nd there to Conti, beaten 3/4. Regency Bobo, Barrier 3, 4-time course and distance winner. You'd imagine will lead. And Solar Patch, first up since July. Still holds that Derby entry. John Moore, Sylvester de Sosa in the saddle.
Yeah, obviously had some setbacks. The battle early between California Whip and Regency Bobo, it looks like. I think there potentially will be a little bit of a battle for that spot on the leader's back between More Than Lucky and What Else But You. I actually think More Than Lucky might stay off the rail and What Else But You can take that spot, and Solar Patch might end up towards the back with Jolly Banner, but there's only 6 to sort out, so it shouldn't be too difficult, should it?
Famous last words. Jolly Banner, look, he's keen here. 5-time winner over the course and distance, and he won over 1,000 last time at massive odds. He's going nicely. There's no problems with him. He just has to carry the big weight. That's the query, 133 with a little claim with Matthew Poon. What Else But You caught the eye at his last start. Was a good run for 4th behind Conte, and he's going nicely as well. You can see he's under a decent hold. He's going to be right there, I feel. What Else But You? And the other one we're going to look at is Solar Patch. As you say, he's fresh up, but he did win fresh up before this horse, Solar Patch, and he's still going to go. He's got a Derby entry. He's 113, probably a couple over with Sylvester on it, but comes in with a lightweight.
Probably he's had a problem with his left front, and then another reoccurring problem with that left front in December again.
All right, it'll be interesting to see how he starts on his return. We'll have a look. I'll talk more about him in a second. We're going to start off though with Jolly Banner and this big win down the straight.
Yeah, what to say? I think Matthew Poon was surprised, so too was Ricky Yu, as were punters in a small field. Massive price, got the money. I read after that they just dropped him back to the 1,000 because it was on the cards and they were trying to sort of, you know, get some energy out of him. And it worked.
Yeah, it definitely worked, and he's back to his favourite distance now. He's a 5-time winner over this. So, look, I've found a place for him on a line. I left him out there. He has been an old favourite of mine too, but I couldn't have put him in that race.
I think if you missed the $89, you know, shop around him.
All right, OK. What about What Else But You? Joe's got a good book of rides, this one included. Let's get his thoughts with Ed.
Joe, What Else But You in the feature race on Thursday? You're 2 for 2 on him. What do you make of his chances this time?
I think he's got a big chance. His last run was very good. He finished less than 2 lengths behind Conte, a horse that I have a very high opinion of. If Conte was in this race, he should be the hot favourite. And if you do finish just less than 2 lengths behind him, you would think that you have a chance. Doesn't look like an overly strong race. It's small field. It becomes very tricky in the way how we're going to ride him. But he is a very nice horse. He's being on form, and I believe he's a chance.
As you say, a small field, could be a tricky race. He looks like he's got a good turn of foot, but if they don't go hard in front, would that be an issue for him?
Yeah, well, it will be an issue for everybody because it's likely that the lightweight horses should be leading the race, and if they go slow, and it's hard to pass them. But he seems like the best horse in the race, and if he brings his very best and in normal circumstances, I believe he should be winning.
It's one of our biggest meetings on Thursday, particularly with the crowd, 80 to 90,000 people there. You're one of our top jockeys here in Hong Kong. To be riding in front of that many people on a day like that, can you tell us what's it like, Joe?
It's a pleasure. It is very nice to ride a mount, like big number of eyes on you. It does add a little bit of pressure on you, but at the same time, that's what the jockeys are used to, and they have to cope it. And no doubts, being riding Hong Kong in one of those days, it is special.
Yeah, it's small field, so potential, you know, can get tactical. But Regency Bobo, the more I think about it, actually, he could just jump and bowl lightweight on his back, isn't he?
These smaller fields, they can often, in the history of racing, I think, have often thrown up little sort of unpredictable results because of the tactical scenario that can sometimes eventuate. But, yeah, you make a good point.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do with California Whip, because whether they take him on or not, because he does like to lead as well.
OK. Well, let's stick with what else to a certain extent here, but include Solar Patch into the equation as well. This is them trialling recently at Sha Tin.
Yep. Look, what else but you? He is a very talented galloper. If you go right back through his history, there's been soundness issues, which is why we haven't probably seen that much of him. He's a 6-year-old having start 16. He had 3 runs last season. He won 2 of them and had a 4th. This season, John Size has been able to get 4 runs into him already, and he's going now into his 5th. So soundness has obviously been a lot more stable this season, and he's been able to elevate himself in the ratings. I've tipped him to win. I wouldn't want to take a skinny price about him because I think there are other winning chances, but I think he'll finish in the frame.
Yeah, well, I've got him in there. I've got one to beat him, but I think he'll run OK.
All right, OK. What else but you is our favourite? It's 2.5 ball.
Yeah, I've got, I think, more than lucky bit him fair and square last time, and they meet on similar terms again, so I can see more than lucky beating him again. And he drew 12 more than lucky that time. He draws 2 now, so more than lucky to beat what else but you. Solar Patch does go well fresh, so it'll be interesting to see how he does go. We know he's got plenty of ability. And of the rest, I threw in Jolly Banner. 4, 3, 6 and 1. I do like the 4, 3 Quinella, though.
Yeah, I ended up with that same cue in the selections. I added one more into the overall play. I just threw in Jolly Banner just in case he does bob up again in a small field, a tactical battle. But I went 3-4 and then I thought 4-3 and ended up coming back to 3-4. 1 in for 3rd. Solar Patch, obviously potential Derby horse, high achievement bonus. John Moore has said the horse has come along really well, sort of running a little bit behind time for those 4-year-old races, but he expects a decent run from him first up.
All right. Yeah, more than lucky for me. As Paul said, I think he beats what else be fair and square. So I expect, hopefully, him to do the same again. All right, that's race number 8, the Chinese New Year Cup. Still 3 races to go on the 11-race programme. Back with the 9th. That's up next.